Welcome to Unleash Your Audacious Confidence on Win-Win Women TV. This show is all about sharing the tips, tools, and techniques that will allow you to step boldly in the direction of your dreams despite your feelings, fears, or past failures, to imagine what's possible for yourself and live the life you deserve. Well, hello, and welcome to this episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win-Win Women TV. I'm your host, Alicia Couri. I have an amazing show ahead for you today. I have a very special guest, and I am going to share with her with you in a moment. But before I do, I just want to really encourage you to go to the winwinwomen.com website, check out all the wonderful opportunities they have there for shows. You can become a show host if you have an idea or a desire to share with other women. You can start your own show if you'd like. We have tons and tons of opportunities available for you here on Win-Win Women. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, if you'd like to know more about some of the programs and opportunities that I have for you to grow your confidence and your leadership, please connect with me, alicia360.com. We also have the confidence quiz that you can take. It's the Audacious Confidence Assessment, and that is, again, audaciousconfidencequiz.com. And you can take that, and after you take that assessment, you'll get a free download of the 7 Steps to Audacious Confidence. It's a video guide as well as an ebook. So check that out. Now, let me share with you our very special guest today. And I'm super excited to have her because she took the leap from corporate to start her own business and is having tremendous success with it. So if you're lacking the courage or the confidence to actually make the decision or take the leap, but you know it's a desire in your heart to do it, listen carefully to our guest today because she is going to share her story and give you some tips for how you can make that transition yourself. So Morgan Chavis is a proud native of Detroit, Hampton University alum, and a wife and mother. Morgan opened the doors to Luso Salon, a luxury hair salon in Portsmouth, Virginia, while simultaneously climbing the corporate ladder. After 2 years juggling as the CEO of the Luso brand and a corporate senior manager at Amazon, she called it quits and put all bets on herself as a full-time entrepreneur. She's now the CEO of Luso brand, compiled of Luso Salons, Luso Suites, and her nonprofit 501c3 organization, Luso Gives Corp. She's a public speaker, a partner, and host of Seriously CEO podcast, and a published author of Leap Off the Ladder, From Corporate Life to Pursuing Your Own Path. Woo! Let's welcome to the show, Morgan. Hey, Morgan.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for the wonderful introduction.
Listen, you have done so much in your career, climbing that corporate ladder and then making that decision to leave. So walk us through what was that desire in you while you were working at Amazon to start your own side hustle?
Absolutely. So I really think that the passion for entrepreneurship came first. I always describe my corporate career as a means to an end. I was born with an entrepreneurial spirit. I had my first business at 12 years old with little business cards and a landing page and telling all of my neighbors and my parents' friends how I could be the best babysitter because I came with puzzles and toys for the kids and that I was better than everyone else. I mean,
Wow.
This is really just bred in me. So I do think that after my career at the illustrious Hampton University, my pursuit to corporate America was truly to explore all options and understand what it is that resonated with me and what it is that I felt like I should do with the rest of my life. And I was able to climb the corporate ladder pretty quickly and vigorously. And it proved to be a wonderful investment mechanism in
It's a
what
great
now is
training
so
ground.
great.
It was
Yes,
a great
absolutely.
training ground. You got business experience. And you said something really important is that, that entrepreneurial spirit is something that you're really born with. Because there are some people that just don't have it and don't have a desire to have it, and they're just fine. And that's okay. That
Yes,
is,
either you've got
nobody's
it
telling you,
or you
yeah,
don't.
nobody's telling you have to jump out and start a business. Nobody's pushing you into it. I think sometimes people feel that they have to because that's what they're supposed to do. And so they get caught up in all of this entrepreneurial stuff, and then they struggle in it and they don't find joy or happiness in it. And they go back to work because they feel like, I just need to go back to a job. And that's okay. That's fine. That's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. We need companies, we need corporations, we need people working at these corporations.
We need corporations.
We need them. But it's the person, the woman who's working for someone and saying, you know what? I just really want to work for myself. I really want to start a business. I really want to do this for myself. These are the people we're talking to, right? These are the people who are your clients as a coach now, and people that I attract as well as people who want to have this side hustle. So how did all of that manifest as you were climbing that ladder? How did Luso Salon start?
So Luso Salon started by the fact that the beauty industry truly is my highest interest and a passion of mine. I have been working in a hair salon since I was 13 years old in
Yeah.
Detroit, Michigan, as a shampoo girl and a front desk receptionist. It has always just been that fun space for me where I'm able to be creative and artistic. So
Mm-hmm.
as I entered the stages of saying it's time for me to invest in my own business, I automatically knew what I wanted that business to be.
That's amazing. That was, I was always also in the beauty industry, in the beauty business. And it took me a little while to realize that was a passion of mine too. And I went back to when I was 12, 13 years old.
Yes,
And I would do hair on everybody who would sit still enough, and I would do their makeup, and and I realized, oh, I love fashion, I love makeup, I love hair, but I also had this limiting belief that, but don't all girls, like, isn't that like everybody? And I had to really dig deep and realize, no, you actually have a gift for that. You have a skill to do that. And
yes.
that kind of led me into that direction because I picked it up so quickly when I started training to do makeup and hair. It was something that was like innate. And so I connect with you on that, on that part of the journey. Yeah,
It's funny,
absolutely.
we have a lot in common.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So you started the salon, and tell
Absolutely.
everybody what Luso means actually, so that we're.
Yes, I'm glad you asked. So Luso means luxury, literally translated in Italian. I named the brand the luxury brand because that is what I'm choosing to exude in every interaction with Luso. And the reason why I chose an Italian word is truly in homage of my mother. So she is no longer with us, but Italy was her favorite country. So I wanted to give the business a name that had a meaning behind it and something that resonated with me and her belief in my dreams.
Oh, wow. That's so incredible. Sorry for the loss of your mom.
Thank you.
And in honor of you too, I wore some blingy bling today.
Yes, you are looking fabulous.
I'm all blingy blinged out, blingy
I
earrings,
love a red
blingy
lip. It
shirt.
takes a daring, courageous, confident woman to wear a red lip.
I know. And I got all the red. I have all the different shades of red that you could think of.
There we go.
Um, so you're running your brand, you have it for a couple years, and then what happened that really shifted in you to make you say, nope, I'm going to bet on myself. This is it. I'm done. I'm out. I am 100% chips in to this entrepreneurial journey.
This is going to sound so cliche, The pandemic
Mm.
absolutely shook my business, just like many others. We opened our doors in September of 2019 and then closed in February of 2020 as a 1 year, less than 1 year young startup.
Mhm.
And for me, it was amazing to see how the world transformed around the conditions that we had to live in.
Mhm.
Um, and it kind of was just a wake up moment for me of like, if I can make this business successful after a pandemic where we have been closed for 10 weeks, unable to generate any revenue, but still having overhead costs, this is what I am meant to do.
Mm.
I mean, it was very affirming. There was no possible way I could have predicted that to be the conditions of a startup environment for my brick and mortar business. But not only did we survive, we came out swinging. We
What?
came out stronger than ever. I'm super proud that my
Well,
team
you know,
remains over 80% staffed at all times. I mean, we came out rocking it.
that congratulations to that. Because I'll tell you, the pandemic, women were horrified at what they had to do with their hair.
Yes,
They were begging for a salon to open up. And you
there
hit
were
the
some horror
market.
stories.
You hit the market in the perfect time because we needed salons. That was like an essential worker. I'm telling you. That was
Yes,
essential.
we were shown how important the beauty industry is to so many people. And so we came back stronger than ever. And that was truly an affirming moment for me that if I could be resilient enough, strategic enough to withstand that challenge in my business, that I could definitely do this full time. So I began to make that transition plan for myself to essentially make my grand exit. And I talk about in my book, Leap Off the Ladder, some of the things that I considered to know that the timing was right. I didn't
Mhm.
just spontaneously wake up and say, like, toss up
Today's
the
the
papers,
day.
forget about this. There was a plan.
Ah. So tell us a little bit about that plan. Because I was just going to actually bring your book in. When did you write the book?
Yes, so the book actually was just released this year in April. So
Oh,
she is young. And thus far, we've received amazing feedback about the content. It is a short read for us busy women.
I love
So
it. I love it.
it's about the length of watching a movie. And in that book, I talk about my journey to pursuing entrepreneurship. And truly, my goal is to inspire others and give them some tools to make a plan for themselves.
Yeah, and the book is Leap Off the Ladder.
Leap
We'll
off
put
the
Yeah, we'll add it to our notes when we add the show in. So you had a plan. Can you kind of simplify that, what that looked like so that you knew when the time was right to actually take that jump?
Absolutely. The biggest driver to that plan was the money. I
Hmm.
needed to make sure that I had a decent enough nest egg to leave behind a six-figure salary and not know how much I may make the next month. So a big part of that plan was investing, saving, and being prepared for that change in income. In addition to that, I had to have a strategy for some structure for myself. As an entrepreneur, there's no manager to tell you you're falling behind, you're not being productive, you're not being efficient, or there's waste. I had to make those plans for myself. Unless you have a business coach, there's no one overseeing your business to tell you those things. You've just got to fall flat and then pick yourself up if that's the mistake you're making.
100%. I'm 100% with you. That's the
Yes.
journey. You have to, you have to start being disciplined in how you run your business and look at yourself as the business owner, as the CEO of that business, and not just the employee of that business, and then trying to
Yes.
figure things out. So I am loving it. I have to get a copy of that book because I want to read it. I know we booked this at a time when I was, had a lot going on, but I definitely want to get a copy of your book. So I'm going to order
As
it
we
on
women
Amazon.
do, so no
Yeah.
apologies needed.
So so you had a plan and you realized that the time was now. So what, other than the strategy and the plan, what else would you say gave you the confidence and the courage to walk away?
So this is truly about mental preparedness. Um, and in there were several moments in that transition where I was not confident. There were
Mm.
several moments in that transition where I felt like I made a huge mistake, that I was absolutely nuts for leaving behind some guaranteed income. And I really second guessed and doubted myself. And I was able to overcome that by being very intentional about the people that I keep around me.
Mm.
I keep around me a group of people who are so supportive, who are constantly cheering for me, who I'm sure are watching Win Women TV just because I'm here. And
Mhm.
so those are the people that I would go to with those insecurities, on top of investing in the cultivation of my mental health through therapy.
Mm.
I found that to be extremely important during those moments of um,
Freak out.
imposter syndrome and self-sabotage. I needed that therapy to pull me through that. And I think that that's a critical part of being prepared to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had a coach or someone to help you navigate that part of it, because we don't recognize we have so many blind spots, people. We have so, I mean, I talk about blind spots all the time on the show. We have so many blind spots, and our mind is so insidious that it wants to drag us back to the safety, or the, I should say, illusion of safety, because there really is no safety in anything, but the illusion of safety. It wants to keep pulling us back in. And so you need that support system. You need to have people around you to cheer you on and say, no, you didn't make a mistake. No, keep going. You know, this is the journey. Yes, you're going to fall down. You're going to have some struggles. Clients may not come in your door, you know, but you have to keep doing the activity because it will work. And then what was your decision to start coaching? So you had the salon. How did you start coaching and speaking and all the other
Yes.
things you jumped into?
I had a client ask me recently, how in the world did you go from a hairstylist to a public speaker? And it truly has been an amazing evolution of self. I like to say that that evolution of my brand has not even really been about the business. It's been about me. This has been
100%. Wait,
about,
let's take a pause. Take a
yes,
pause on that, because anything that you do, it it is reflected in the evolution of you. It has to be.
it has to be.
I mean, when I look at my journey, and when people ask me about my journey, how I went from, like you, makeup artist to corporate consultant. How did that I said it was an evolution,
Yes,
step by step. And I had to change me, and I had to grow. So you saw the growth happening for you.
absolutely. And evolutions are slow. We didn't say a transformation. We said an evolution. This was a slow process. I don't believe in a business coach who has no receipts. Do you
Mm.
have a successful business? And if you don't, how are you coaching me to have one? So it truly took for Luso Salon to get to a point of maturity. And then I opened my second brick and mortar business, Luso Suites, and being able to say, okay, I got this. I got my
Mm.
stride with this. And I began to receive questions from so many people. How did you do this? How did you save? What you say that you planned? What did that planning look like? What
Mhm.
resources did you use? And I began to notice that there was some commonality in these questions and the people who were coming to me. I said, you know what? This is pretty dope. I am getting to teach other people and inspire other people to do the same thing that I've done and fulfill themselves. Why not shift my career into this being something that I offer? And it
Mhm.
truly has become the primary portion of my career now.
Wow. Another evolution.
Another evolution, and still evolving.
It's
I have
still,
so many plans for the brand and for my business and for myself. So it's going to be amazing just to keep on trucking.
yes. I love it. I love it. And then the podcast came out of the book, or the podcast came out of the coaching? How, where did the podcast come into this?
So Shanita Wilder, who is the co-host on Seriously CEO podcast, she is a dear friend of mine and a client. So
Mm.
Shanita is a beauty business owner in Suffolk, Virginia, and I coached her during her startup of her business. during our sessions, we will always go back and forth about, all of our ideas and all of our strategies. And we said, you know what? We got a pretty cool story to tell. Another piece of it that was interesting is that so many people expected us to be enemies. They're like, well, she's opening this similar type of business to yours, and it's not far away. Why are you coaching her? Why are you helping her? That seems strange. And so we said, you know what? Let's shock the world. Instead of being enemies, let's come out with a podcast where we talk about our entrepreneurship topics in our life and have a little fun and show people that can be women who support each other, even in a similar space.
I love it. Yay! Because
Yes.
I have a lot of friends in the beauty business that we refer one another, we help one another, we support one another. There's no competition between us. In fact, sometimes, well, back in the day, if someone brought me on, my friend who we were talking a little bit before the show, if she had a client that liked the way I did her hair or makeup better than the way my friend did it, who is like phenomenal, she wouldn't have a problem with it. She's like, you take the job, and the same thing, because I think people have so much of a scarcity mindset that if I get, or if I help you, it takes away from me. There are billions of people on the planet. Come on, people.
Billions.
Billions
of people and trillions of dollars.
And trillions of dollars. What in the same city too, millions in the same city. So I can't service all these people.
Correct.
And, why not share? Why not share from a place of abundance? And that's why I love the Luso brand, because it's from a place of abundance and not a place of scarcity. And
absolutely
helping,
not a place of scarcity here.
Not a place of scarcity. And, like they say,
it's luxury.
It's luxury. Come on. And, they say a rising tide lifts all boats. If your tide is rising, why not allow another woman's boat to lift with your rising tide? It's like, bring them along with you. And that's the opportunity we have as women. And this is a great network for that. That's the opportunity we have to allow win-win women to be a tide that lifts all boats, and all of us just hop on the wave and lift. And any woman that wants to be on my show, that wants to come on and be interviewed, I'm happy to bring you on the show. I'm happy to be a guest on your podcast. I'm happy to have you here, because everybody wins when we all share, and we're all open to sharing our experiences, the bad times, especially the bad times, because people can know that there's hope on the other side of that. I mean, I'm sure during the pandemic, there were times where you were crying, like curled up in a ball, like.
Absolutely. I think the toughest thing during the pandemic was that I felt responsible for my team, a team of people who work on commission. You're not making money just sitting at home waiting for the doors to reopen. I felt awful. I felt like I was responsible for all of it. And I think that that's a challenge of being a business owner that we have to face, that when things go wrong in the business, we're accountable and responsible. And that's a hard role to be in. So you need a conglomerate of people, a conglomerate, honestly, of women who can relate to you in this entrepreneurship space. It's so important for us to have a network of like-minded women.
You said it. It is so important to have. And if you don't have that network, connect with me, connect with Morgan. You're going to go to Alicia 360 and connect with me. That site will give you all my social media and all ways to connect on WhatsApp, on text, on email, everything right there. And then Morgan, how can people connect with you if they want to be coached by you or connect with you? What's the best way?
Absolutely. You can connect with me on the lusobrand.com. Luso is spelled Lusso. On that website, you can book a coaching session with me. We can have a call to discuss a speaking engagement that you may want me to attend. You can purchase copies of my book. And I'm also on Instagram at Luso CEO. That's spelled Lusso CEO.
Excellent. So let's talk a little bit. We have a few minutes left. Let's talk a little bit about your speaking journey. How did you decide to be a speaker, or did it just happen? What happened?
This has been an aspiration of mine for quite some time. I am that child who was told they talk too much on every single report card. I have the gift of gab. And so in this space where I have found that I've checked the box, I got my receipts, I'm coaching, I can check the box on that. I've got some clients with receipts. It's like, well, how do I reach more people? How do I put this brand and put what I have to offer on a larger platform? And that's truly where public speaking came into play. And outside of just calling it public speaking, I truly like to refer to it as motivational speaking, because my goal is to go in front of a group of people, an audience who already has a seed for the topic that we're discussing, which typically is either entrepreneurship or women's empowerment. And that seed just needs a little bit of water. And that's where that motivational speaking comes from.
Nice. I love it. I love it because we're not just one thing. I think we were raised to think that we were the one thing, and you are either smart. And if you were smart, you belonged in business, or you belonged in economics, or you belonged as a doctor or something like that. And we're trained to be one thing, and we're not. We're multifaceted. And this world gives us an opportunity to explore those facets and make a living out of them, so explore
Absolutely.
your passions. So if you had, let me say, 3 tips to give to that woman who's sitting in her corporate job and thinking, I want out. I feel that burn for entrepreneurship deep in my belly, and I want to start my own business. What are 3 tips that you can give her to help her on her journey?
Tip number 1, believe that you can do it. Don't doubt that you have the ability to go forward. You do. You do. You have to believe that wholeheartedly, because there's going to be so many environmental things that try to make you think you can't do it. So you truly have to cling to that belief that you got this. Number 2, invest in your mental health. Being an entrepreneur is an extremely mentally taxing career choice. So we have got to be solid within in order to produce out. Invest in yourself, pour in yourself, give your mind, body, soul all of the investment that you can, so that you will have what you need to be a successful entrepreneur and leader. And number 3, keep your plans to yourself. It is nothing worse than embracing a setback or embracing some type of a failure. I hate that word, but they exist. It's nothing harder than facing that along with embarrassment. I like to make my plans, maybe share them with a confidant or 2, and execute. Shock the world, surprise everybody, because you're setting your own bar now.
Okay. I love it. I love those tips, guys. And I'm just going to piggyback on tip number 2 that you said, because this was my experience. It might not be yours, but it was hard for me to invest in my own mind. I knew I had to do it, but it was difficult for me to invest in my mindset because I didn't see that as a business investment. I saw that as a me investment. Yeah. And when you are the leader of the business, it is a business investment. You are investing in your business by investing in yourself. You're investing in the growth of your CEO mindset as a leader of your organization, as the person that has the vision, and you are investing in your business when you invest in yourself as the CEO of your business. So don't ever look at it as, I'm wasting money on me and I should be pouring more money into the business. That was a big mistake.
You are the business.
You are the business. And that was the big mistake I made at the beginning of my hair and makeup career, is I poured all the investment into, yes, my training in the profession and my tools and the makeup and all the things. I had all the things, but I failed to invest in me. And that would have been, it took me, I think I was in my business for 12 years before I actually started seriously investing in my mindset and my growth. I was just operating as a as an employee of the business and not the leader of the business. And when I made that shift and I started investing in me, that's when things really started changing and increasing in my business. So don't make my mistake and be an employee of yourself. Actually be the CEO of your business from the word go, by investing in your mindset and in your belief in yourself. So
Absolutely.
I am so thrilled. This was a wonderful conversation. Thank you so much, Morgan, for taking the time to come and share your journey. And the book again is Leap Off the Ladder. What's the subtitle?
Leap Off the Ladder from Corporate Life to Pursuing Your Own Path.
Love it. So go check it out. You can go to their website. It's thelusobrand.com. And you can get a copy of the book, and you can connect with Morgan, and you can find out more. You can book a coaching call with her and find out more about her. And she has products too. So if you like swag, she's got some swag there too.
Oh yeah, we are swagged up.
You can get all swagged up with luxury. All right. So go check it out. And I want to encourage you to be bold, be brave, and every day do one thing to step out with audacious confidence and pursue your dreams. Until next time, this is Alicia Couri, and I will see you next time on another episode of Unleash Your Audacious Confidence here on Win Win Women TV.